Well, good morning, Cape Cod, and welcome to the Dark Geek Zone. I am Darren Eldridge, your host, aka the Dark Geek, or one of them. I want to thank you for joining us if you're here live, and if you're watching the replay, I want to thank you as well. We appreciate the support anywhere we can, all the time. Thank you all. You know the drill. Please give us a like, give us a share, and if it's your first time, please subscribe. What you're looking at now is what we're going to wrap up at the end with. This is a little preview of what's coming up shortly for the summer, and actually next weekend right there with a day of darts at the Liberal Club, and also a thank you to all of the sponsors and the folks that are jumping in to help us sponsor what will be fall 2025. So we're at the end of May, and this has been an amazing month. We've wrapped up all kinds of championships and leagues, and actually had the big blowout, thank you, Luck of the Draw by DC Porcelli's Pizza and more. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to put this one on hold. We're going to jump right in, folks, and here we are. Our big time in May started off with our youth event, the Cape Cod Youth Dart Tournament, held on May 17th, held at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge. We had 20 plus kids out there for the day for pizza, fun, making new friends, meeting new friends, seeing some old friends, and also having an amazing day of darts. The Monomoy Dart Club was in the house. Kerry Robinson and the Monomoy Dart Club, thank you so very much. We also had another coach, Aria Robbins, in from the Barnstable, so who knows, we're always trying to get these more going, more youth and more schools involved. So I want to thank those two for getting together. We'll see what happens there. And this was the third annual, and we want to thank Carrie because she's a big part of it, and so is the Monomoy Club. They've all been here. There were a few kids that couldn't make it. There were some seniors. One of the notables to me was Nolan Baker, and because a young man's going to Mass Maritime, and he was studying very hard for his placements, and so, you know, start him off in life. You got to make choices. You can't always go do the fun stuff when you have a future ahead of you. So we wish you all the best, all of those seniors. They are amazing, and we wish you all the best. So yes, it is early, and you can tell by the hair, which is still looking beautiful thanks to the fabulous stylings of Salon 17 and Jen Eldridge too, who does the home stylings. But this is bedhead, folks. This is what happens when you wake up and you just roll out and get going. So I want to start off by thanking the Cape Cod Dart League Board of Governors because they are a huge reason that this youth event is a success. You see right there, Board of Governor, Co-Commissioner to the left, Meat Lovin', Tim Meat Reynolds, and he to the right of me was Melissa Hall. She is the secretary for the Cape Cod Dart League Board of Governors, and that is no small task. And there are our queens of the lodge. That is Christine Baker to the right and Melissa Hall to the left. Melissa Hall keeps everything rolling in that Dart League as a secretary and also takes part in all the events. Christine Baker is the wife of Matty B, and he is one of the reps from the Dart League, and they're very involved. It was their son Nolan who couldn't be there because, again, he was being responsible and making sure he got everything right for his entrance into Mass Maritime. So the Bakers also did a bunch of donating. Also, Board of Governor member Jason Pillsbury had done a bunch of liaison work with Riverview Bait and Tackle, and they donated a bunch of stuff, so we had a bunch of stuff left over. Right there you see Peter, the donator field. He basically financed the whole thing. Moonlight Installations, he's an amazing guy, and we thank you, Peter, and you get the standing O and the big heart. We love it. I want to thank, Board of Governor Jeffrey Parker. You see all those trophies. Those are all done by CCI Engraving. And Jeffrey Parker handles all of that. He's a statistician for the Cape Cod Dart League Board of Governors. Bartender extraordinaire, Holly Sheridan. So we want to thank Riverview. Obviously, they're a big supporter. And if you need dart supplies, you can go right there. You also see Mac Darts. You can do that if you're the online kind of thing. The Jong family takes care of you up there and handles some of our bigger orders and stuff and are nice enough to deal with us, and we appreciate that. We also want to thank DC's Porcelli's Pizza, and more. They supplied a bunch of food for the kids, and their food is amazing. They also have a huge look of the draw they do on Thursdays. They did a big thank you. As I said, we'll highlight that in a little bit. But mostly what we want to do, of course, is say thank you to all the parents and mentors and Dart League people who came down. As I said, we had all these kids. One of them comes from Rhode Island, Jonathan Marshall, and his dad, Jonathan Marshall. They come down from Rhode Island every single year. They've always been here. The kid is amazing, and he could beat all the adults in the room. But he spends a lot of time, and he's so relatable to the kids because he's a kid. And helps the people he's playing and coaches the other kids when he's not playing. And the kids love it that he comes down. And he got our sportsman of this event. And so we want to give a huge shout out to him and his dad for the support of youth darts. It's huge. And we need folks like that to do it. So that is the standing O there. I want to say, thank you to all those people and the Moose Lodge. So this was a third annual. Yes, there'll be a fourth annual. So there's a bunch of our winners right there. Bottom, you see the Dart Club from Monomoy. So, and you can find all that if you look on Facebook. Darts, Cape Cod, and beyond. I have some pictures up there and stuff, and I think there's a bunch of stuff probably on the Cape Cod Dart League page as well. So, and you can see the replay here. So, look out, and if anything is up there that you want sent to you, reach out to us at D Productions, and you can reach us at DarrenEldridge100@gmail.com. That's Eldridge with an I, ELDRIDGE 100. So that is very cool. There are, again, our queens, and we could not do anything we do without them. So kudos. All right. Now, the very next day, we did the youth on the 17th, and the very next day, we did the Cape Cod Premier League Grand Finals. That was held on May 18th, also at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge. I want to give a huge shout out to all the people that came out and helped set up. You see a bunch of them right there that actually showed up to set up. And here are your champions and your runners-up and a bunch of award winners. This league had 56 players across 7 divisions, and there were also 2 mixed divisions that had two former ladies champions who jumped in and each went into a division and played with the boys. And the divisions were Women's D, Women's C, and then there was an Open D, C, B, A, and AA. Now on this day we had 6 of the 7 finals. The Women's D finals had already been played. Linda Bedard was victorious over Amy Chipman. Amy Chipman, very famous for being the captain of FMA forever with so many championships under their belt. Currently on a cruise ship right at the moment, cruising somewhere. The whole family, basically the whole FMA team is there with the Legiers. And if you're watching, listening, or you catch the replay, hello, have a good time. And we'll see you when you get back. So on the day, on this Sunday, we crowned the following. In the Women's C division, it was lights out Lori Kinsella. In the D Open division, it was Rachel Emery. Rachel Emery was a former ladies champion, and she jumped into this division. Everything is broken down by your average, so she moved on up, and it did not matter, and had an amazing final. Congratulations to Rachel. In the C division, it was Todd the Mouth Moose. And if you've seen any of the pictures from championship nights, there was a fabulous Hooters waitress in the house playing darts. And that was, in fact, Todd Moose in disguise. I know probably nobody had any idea. She looked gorgeous, I say. But he's like, I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 times, but every time Todd gets into one of those finals in the singles league, he tends to win. So congratulations to Todd. And then two finals that you will get to see on, or can see if you want to watch a replay, on D Productions live stream reruns here on YouTube was Kevin Boyan in the B division. He took on Jason Pillsbury, and that actually gave us one of the shots of the game. If you watch that replay, Jason Pillsbury was on 291. He stepped up to hit the buck 80, left himself 111. 111, one of the favorite darts of Smitty, FMA. I do talk about the people I love. It just happens. So in any event, he stepped up with a 111, then boom, bang, bang. It was out. It was PDC stuff. It looked beautiful on the stream. And unfortunately for Jason, it kind of sparked on Kevin, and Kevin was able to pull it out. There's also a quick little interview with Kevin Boyan, very humble, and it was kind of cool. So we have a great time doing that. You know, I'm a geek, so I love the interview part. So check that out. But congratulations to Kevin. In the A division, we had Alan Williamson, and he took on Scott Rasmussen. And I'm a big fan of Scott. He's a super nice guy and a really good shot. And also very, very, very loyal to his B championship team as they came up to A. And so I'm a big fan of Scott. And he was the favorite, and I'll tell you what, that is probably one of the best matches that I've gotten to stream. We've had some amazing ones in these championships, and some we're going to talk about, and I'm going to break down some of the videos later and put them up so you can just catch that. But this was an amazing match, and it was I was so happy we got to stream it. And Alan did come out on top. I didn't really know Alan, so I got to know him here, and you see him right there. All the way to the right, just sandwiched between Kevin and big sexy Mike McGuire. So great job, Alan. And then in the double A, it was big sexy Mike McGuire, and he knocked out the legend Dennis Cotto. So Dennis has been in the finals a couple times. Mike Parks took him out, so he's always going to be there. It was a great battle with that, and I'm not exactly sure how many of them are in the summer rendition or the summer season, and we'll find out. But kudos to them, and we'll look forward to seeing it. And I can't wait for September, because now we've had a bunch of different champions and division leaders in that double A. So for us on Cape Cod, I think it's going to be great. And then you see right there, after all of those finals, yeah, we ran a luck of the draw. So it was a lot of fun. And you see right there, our men's champion and one of the ladies' champions were teamed up and took the luck of the draw. That was big sexy Mike McGuire and his partner Lights Out Lori Kinsella. So congratulations. It was an amazing day. Thanks to the Moose and Patrick Paquette, who runs this whole league, along with Jillian Richmond. So you can also see the award part of that if you want to check that out and see what goes on. So on the YouTube channel, like I said, you can catch the two finals there and the interviews at D Productions Darts. But you're watching it here, or you're catching the replay, so you'll see it somewhere. And I know I had something else. Yes, you can also, dartconnect.com. Go to DCTV, and you can catch and look at all the match reports. Everything is there forever. And go to events, click on that if you wanted to catch the match report and see the highlights and see where you would fit in if you were to get in this league. I know signups will open again some point in August. Same with the Cape Cod Dart League. So all those things will be available to everybody. And if you want to know, just go there, check it out, see where you throw. That's the beauty of Dart Connect. It has everything. So we love it. Big fans of Greg, Dave. Of course, I always had a man crush on Greg, but that's a whole nother episode. So get on over there, check all of that action out from the Cape Cod Premier League. And again, thank you to the Moose, Patrick. You see Jillian right there in the shot. And again, these pictures can also be found Cape Cod Darts and Beyond. And look for that also on the Cape Cod Premier League Facebook page. So give those all a look-see and enjoy, and throw them around there, see what you want. So now what we're going to do is real quick. You see there, from our perspective, bottom left, DC's Porcelli's Pizza and More. For those of you old timers, they are actually the old cousins. And so that's where I learned a lot about how to play darts. Bowen, I don't know if you're out there watching or if you catch the replay. I know he was checking in for some of the old timers, but he ran the luck of the draw here forever. And it was cousins, and we have Mo behind the bar, and it was amazing. And now Jim and Ellie have purchased this place, and they jumped in full bore. And MacDart stepped up, and they have 5 dart boards. They have the surrounds, the lights. They have setups on the wall for all of the tablets. And on Thursday nights, they were running a luck of the draw. It has since been paused. May 22nd was the blowout, the thank you luck of the draw. If you had played in those luck of the draws, you were eligible to go here. And there was a ginormous prize pot. And kudos, obviously, to Jim and Ellie, because there was the prize pot. And there they are right there. And big fans. They do an amazing job. And they really love these dart players. So huge prize pot, food all over the place. Scratch tickets for door prizes. And you're going to see a couple of... Anyone hungry? You're going to see a couple of collages coming up. One is going to be all of the winners from that day, and that one right there, that boom is the scratch tickets. They all won scratch tickets for a door prize, and that was the blowout right there. And they did it on Thursday. 42 shooters showed up. So Mark and Katie Sullivan and Richard Power, congratulations. And there's Katie Sullivan right there with the legend Dennis Cotto, one of the winners during the season. For a little while there, it was the Matty Baker Open, and he won a couple. And there you see JP, Jason Pillsbury, and Cotto. So so there's a bunch of the winners there throughout the season. I don't think that's all of them, but again, Cape Cod Dart League page has a bunch of these pictures. Mark Sullivan makes the post. He does a great write-up and puts all the pictures up there, and there's a great one about that blowout. So get over there, check it out on Facebook. And Jim and Ellie, you guys are amazing. It will be back in September. So I urge anyone who's even thinking about it, just go there and get involved, because you show up at a few of these, you go to that one at the end of the season. It's worth it just for that. So they are just bloody awesome. So well done. Well done to Jim, Ellie, the Sullivans, Richard. You guys are great, and we appreciate you. So thank you. And it's like walking into cousins again. So get on down there, have a little bit of fun, meet some new people, and look at the setup. And if you play pool, they also have pool, and they have the that golden tea game. Not to mention, I haven't even talked about the food. Their pizza is amazing, and they provided pizza for our youth event. They provided pizza for our Cape Cod Dart League Championship, and I think there was some too for the Cape Cod Premier League. The DGZ, they support us, they sponsor us and help us with pizza at our events, and they have jumped in so hard, and now are just becoming one of the top places. And it's nice now we have a little competition. Who's going to be the top place for luck of the draws? We're going to find out. So again, thank you, Porcelli's. You're awesome. We love you. And so now we're going to move on to what was the big event we had on Wednesday night, May 28th. Wednesday night, May 28th, was the culmination of the Cape Cod Dart League's Spring 2025 season. And we had all the championships there. We had B, we had A, and we had AA. All in the house, all at the Moose. And again, pizza and cookies. And the Board of Governors put on an amazing show. So let's just move on with our recap. B Division had the 19th hole dart Zombies taking on DC Porcelli's Pizza and More Elefino. Both of these teams had actually each had a win against each other. In B Division, they play each other 3 times. So they each had a win against each other, and then they tied. So this was poised to be a really good match. Both had sailed through their semis. pretty easily, and this was a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. As they traded games through the first 501 doubles, what we do in all divisions play the same format. You have doubles 501, you have 3. Then you have doubles cricket, you have 3. Then you have 6 singles, and then we work into an overtime. And in B, 5-0 and the crickets are just 1 leg, and then in the singles is best of 3. In A, the 5-0s are singles, but the crickets and singles are both 2 out of 3. And in double A, everything across the board is 2 out of 3, all the way through and all the way through overtime. So, Steve Harvey would say, I'm going to say that once so y'all understand our format. So, format the same, legs a wee bit different. So, they had traded, and Alfino had then took the lead. They took the first 2 crickets and headed into singles with a 4-2 lead. Madison Maroney, though, did stop the rot, and she got the first singles win for the Zombies, but that was followed after that by 2 wins from Nick Reel and Corey Jordan of Elefino. The Zombies were able to sweep the last 3 legs in the singles with Travis Lang, Will Rogers, and Joey. I don't know how to spell my last name because I don't dot the E, Eldridge. So that meant we were 6-6 going into overtime. So in overtime, we have 1 doubles 501, 1 doubles cricket, and 3 singles. So in B, the singles are single in, single out 301. A, they're 401. Double A, they are 501. So, but Elefino came out hot with Corey Jordan and Seabass Sebastian Capellas winning the 501. And then Ken Thompson and Troy Wiseman taking the cricket. Elefino at that point were 1 set away from a championship and a B title. However, the Dart Zombies trio of Travis Lang, Will Rogers, and the man of the night for the Zombies, Joey Eldridge, they again swept their singles, taking the title home. And Joey Eldridge also had the best leg of the night, and he saved it for the end of the night with a 16 daughter, and they hoisted that championship trophy they had long looked for. So congratulations to the Dart Zombies. They play out of the 19th hole, so that trophy will be sitting up there. And Will Rogers also married to the niece of our co-commissioner, Timmy Reynolds, and so, you know, your family wins. He was pretty happy for him, and his niece had a smile. Haley had a smile from ear to ear, and we were all very, very happy. So congratulations to them. Now they will have bragging rights over the summer. We'll probably see them at some Luck of the Draws. We'll see what goes on. But that wraps up B Division. And then we get to the A Division. And this was pitting a number 1 versus a number 2. Riptides were able to come away with the win. I think FMA had their minds solely set on the cruise that they are currently on. And they would have had a very rough night had they made it to championship night. And no, I poke fun. But Riptides did. They survived that night. So they were the number 2 seed, and they got over the hump, taking out FMA in that. And in the other division, it was Red Nun 80. And they had a battle coming down to the very last set of the night against IAC, the aforementioned ladies champion and open division champion in the Premier League, Rachel Emery, who captains that team. And that came down to a last set, as I said, and Nun 80 popped in the double. So you had an East and the West, because we have 10 teams in A. Blown a kiss. Jen on her way. Youngest is going to a wedding, so she's going to go be grandma all day and all night too. I don't know when I'm going to see her. It might not be till Sunday. Yes, for those of you asking, she has a huge smile on her face as she leaves. So she'll have fun with Baby Reed. So in any event, they did not play And by they, I can say we, because you see right there is the Dark Geek in that picture. And spoiler, obviously, Riptides win. But they were making their first trip, and they were a solid team and a fun team. They know how to have fun and play the game as well with some really hot hands I had not had a chance to see. One of them being Sean Ducott, and I hope I'm spelling. I hope I'm saying that name right, but damn boy, you showed up. That was you were a pleasure to watch there. So in any event, with Riptides, they were coming back in. Last season, they made it to the finals, but they didn't even win one set. They lost 9-0. It was a quick and very painful championship final for them. And they actually started out by losing the first set. So they were 0-10 in finals. So, and only managing one of the 501s and one of the cricket doubles, Nun 80 were cruising into the singles as that started. And Riptides had that sinking feeling again, as I said, in the finals. So in the singles, Riptides took the first three to have the first lead of the night at 5-4. Now, I did not get to play in this. I was streaming and very happy. Don't get me wrong. I love streaming and talking about darts. So, and really not very good at throwing the darts. You like that little poofy thing? I told you, bedhead. So I left this up to the big boys of Riptides, and so they led 5-0. So I kept getting little updates from one of my partner and producer extraordinaire, Meat Lovin', and he was over there giving me updates. So we had a 5-4 lead, but at that point, Nun 80 regrouped, and they took the last three to go up into overtime, up 7-5. And we've gone through the overtime format and how that plays. And then the first two sets of Riptides took the first two sets of overtime and, tie it up 7-7. And that is when the aforementioned Sean Ducott showed up and produced the best singles leg of the night, and took that and gave them their 8th point, which put us in a very precarious position, obviously, with, at that point, Nun 80 needing one more set, and it was going to be over. But then, to the rescue, for your old times, came a familiar last name of Monahan, and yes, he is the son of the famous Jay Monahan and Patty Monahan. Amazing dart players. Patty ran the league for a while. She was commissioner, too. So, the next generation coming along, our youth are it, and John's one of them, and he's a great guy, and kudos to you two. You did a wonderful job raising a very nice young man who actually works in Chatham, and Fougere, want to give little Johnny Fougere a shout out. His son was at the youth event, so everything ties in together. Cape Cod's a small community, but it all ties in together. So in any event, he pulled out the winner, and then you see all the way to the right is Chip Horton. Some of you may know him from Horton Plumbing. He's a self-employed plumber down there on the lower Cape, and he was taking on the aforementioned Cape Cod Premier League singles champion Todd the Mouth Moose in full regalia, dressed as a beautiful waitress from Hooters. And I do think Todd needs to switch careers, and we should open a Hooters just to have Todd be the waitress. But they battled it out. They came through, both having several chances at the end to hit their double, and it was Chip Horton to hit it, and great redemption for the Riptide crew. You were really great and came through, and after being swept last year and then making it back to the finals, we started the season 0-4. It was not pretty. It was not good, and then we jumped on. We got Rob Calamaria. Thank you. He joined in on the team and kind of sparked a little bit, brought a little bit. Former IAC was really hoping we played them in the finals, so. But you see Rob there as I'm sandwiched between Rob and our man of the evening, Chip Horton. So that was really a great night. For that, it was great to see that championship. It's been several years. I haven't had one. And now I get, hey, DJD, whoop, right over here. That is going to be, they're making the inaugural shirt. So, David, please make it look pretty. Spelled Dark Geek correctly. Appreciate you, brother. David Garfunkel and the DJD crew. Go to thedjd.com. And I'll get a shirt. Congratulations to Riptides. You were awesome. Congratulations to Nun 80. You were amazing. So hang your heads high. I'm sure you will be back with a vengeance, and no doubt be back in the final very soon. So well done. Oh, goodness. So now we're going to put away. And so now we're going to get to the creme de la creme of the Dart League. The Mecca, the place, I think most people want to get to. And I know a couple of guys have battled their way through years and got there. So we do want to give a huge shout out. This match is recorded. You can watch it here. Please look at the reruns and watch the live ones and you'll catch the Spring 2025 Grand Finals, and it is the Double A division. FUPA was not here. Those of you who are on Cape Cod, obviously FUPA wasn't there, but I believe me, our co-commissioner, Tim Reynolds, had it at, I believe, around 15 finals. I could be right, I could be wrong, but somewhere in there. 15 finals that they have been in, and this was the first one since then that they haven't been in. The Dart Sharks came in first. The Dart Sharks are a team headed up by the big cat, Dennis Alker, and his best buddy, the big man, Christian Big Man Burrows. And they have just been together forever. His dad's on that team too, and his dad has been part of that team forever. His brother, it's quite a family little operation. And they've tweaked it and moved it and done different things, but they've gone through all the divisions, come all the way up, and you see them right there. This is the pinnacle, and tweaked it to the point that they had it correct. So we missed FUPA, but we did have the defending champion, Dino's still tripping. Dino's Sports Bar up there in Mashpee. Wonderful job, boys. A wonderful, wonderful job. And they were trying to do the back-to-back thing, which I don't think has been done other than FUPA, who has back-to-back-to-back, maybe even back-to-back-to-back-to-back. I'm not real sure. We'd have to look at that trophy. Since Yarmouth Moose Mudmen, a little throwback to Chris Legier. So, but the Dart Sharks wanted to stop that. They wanted their first championship. They're trying to start their own little dynasty, and we're actually getting some competition because it was pretty tight. A couple of teams struggled a little bit, but we had 6 teams. And I will say that those top 4 were very, very tight. And you can see them, there, what we had. So it was tight with the Lanyard, FUPA, still tripping, obviously defending the title, and the Dart Sharks. So it was nice to see. It's a great battle, and it shows you that it's growing a little bit, and the competition, in big part to the Cape Cod Premier League, that Patrick's running that singles. They're getting a lot more darts. And it's showing all over the place. So where are we? So Dino's came out hot, winning the first set in 2 legs straight. But as they were hot and they were high-fiving, they would not get their next point till an epic cricket battle. Now, this is one of the ones I told you I was going to separate some stuff out. This cricket battle had C.J. O'Boyle and Dan Lucas taking on Mike Leary and Sean Murphy. I had never... that I recall, I'm sure I have, but I don't recall really seeing Sean or Mike shoot, definitely not in this format, this competitively. So it was. I had seen CJ, the beard to be feared. You see over there, Platinum Auto, one of the DGZ sponsors. We thank you very much. And Platinum is just filled with champions from the Cape Cod Dart League, as well as the Cape Cod Premier League. And international tournaments too for the Moose. So Platinum has champions all over the place. Also boasts Katie Sullivan, who works down there as well, and she is a director down there at the DC Porcelli's. She's part of the DGZ Squad, and did an amazing job with the 50-50 raffle for us. At this particular event, we had Melissa Hall. I told you she does everything for every league and every event that involves darts. And she and Stephanie Kozar went around and had an astronomical amount that they made for that 50-50. So kudos to you ladies. Everybody jumps in. It was great. But this battle, I am going to separate out, but it was. This cricket was amazing. Back-to-back rounds of 9s. These guys battled all the way through, went down. But in the end, CJ and Dan did pull it out, and the collective, the whole room was just like a collective, just like, whew, everybody had to relax after that and take a break. That it was amazing. If you didn't get a chance to see it, please go watch it. I will separate it out. It'll be on its own. I'm going to put it up there, but maybe today might be the day. We've been very busy, and it's summertime on Cape Cod. So, but you can definitely check that out. Again, just search for the CCDL Spring 2025 Grand Finals, and you should be able to find it. Still Trippin' would take the next cricket, but then lose 5 of the 6 singles. 5 of the 6 singles, those guys, the Dart Sharks, turned it on after losing that epic and the next cricket. And then only needing 1 set, and again in overtime, AA, everything is 2 out of 3 the whole way through. They don't stop, and it is the same in overtime. So they were feeling high, they were feeling good, and at that point they had 8 sets won. It was 8 points. They only needed 1. And they had, the Dart Sharks had Calvin, the closer, Castilius, and Sean Murphy. And we have talked about Sean Murphy. We haven't talked about Coach. There he is, just to the right of the big cat, Dennis Alker. And they were taking on that aforementioned team of C.J. O'Boyle and Dan Lucas. I mean, when you get into this overtime and you got to have them all, those, you got to put them in. You got to put them in because they were on fire. However, they could not produce the same magic they had in that cricket. And Calvin and Sean were victorious. They took that win and the title, thwarting Still Trippin's attempt at going back-to-back. Leaving FUPA was still the last team to go back-to-back and back-to-back-to-back and even perhaps back-to-back-to-back-to-back? I don't know. But a lot. So it was an amazing final, and I'm hoping that FUPA comes back with a little chip on their shoulder. Dart Sharks come back to try to do their back-to-back thing. And, of course, I know Still Trippin' will be back and tweaking and twerking and doing what they do. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the other teams in AA. And we're going to find out. That's the beauty of it. So sometime in August, we'll see how that sets up. And, of course, the Dark League has also, made it real clear now. They have kind of, we have our 3 divisions, and they will move people as they see fit. And everybody in the league is like, hey, yeah, we're going along with that. So, you just don't know what will happen. So hopefully we'll get a lot of darts thrown over the summer. We'll figure some things out. We'll get some defending champions back and see what goes on. So, but I do want to say a huge congratulations to all of the champions. Thank you so much to the Yarmouth Moose Lodge. Holly Sheridan, again, bartender extraordinaire. She keeps everything going. DC Porcelli's, thank you for the food. Board of Governors put on an amazing show, wonderful pictures. Get over to that Facebook page, Cape Cod Dart League, and you'll see pictures from that event. And just an amazing, beautifully run night. And then everything was done. The longest match of the night was A Division, so even D Productions was able to break down, catch, and that's how I was able to jump into that picture. So I appreciate A Division. Take a little while to get going so I could hop in the picture. And we'll give you one last look here at the goings-on of everything that happened. So that was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Boom. We're going to hide that. So that kind of wraps things up as for what happened. Minuteman is still going. We want to say, congratulations and keep going. Cape Corruption. I honestly am not 100% sure. I know there's a couple other guys, Rob C., Tony Salamini, Big Sal, excuse me. I'm not sure where they were. They finished pretty high in their division too, but I did not get a chance to check them out. But if they are all still going, I know Cape Corruption is. So, Tim Reynolds, our Cape Cod Dart League guy, co-commissioner, Rachel Emery, Jeremy Curran may actually still be on the Board of Governors. I think he was going to take a little break. I think Mark Sullivan jumped on, but Jeremy Curran plays on that team. He and his partner, Melissa Hall, the aforementioned. They are all part. I know Melissa doesn't throw, but she's still there cheering them on, and you need that. You need your cheerleaders too, and they're very, very important. Not to mention that she drives. So I know Jeremy appreciates that. So Tammy Kelly, Sally Kelly, Roger, and the King, and of course Kirby Squared, Mike and Paul, love you guys, and all the best as they go on. Oops, we went through that one already, Darren. Here we go. So now we're just going to get, we are wrapping up towards the end, and we got about 20 minutes left, and some of you have actually hung in there, and, kudos to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching live. I appreciate you watching the rerun, sharing, subscribing, get it out there, anything you can do. We love you all for everything. So, the summer here is filled with, beach and summer and barbecues. So we definitely slow down. Our DC's Porcelli Pizza takes a little break, but they still serve food. They have pool, they have darts, just nothing organized. So, but you can go down there. There is a summer league. So just make sure you check in with Jim and Ellie. Make sure there's nothing going on. There's room, but they're still going to welcome all of that. And it is still set up, and just go there and eat and play pool. And I said golden tea and a couple of video. It's just an amazing place to be, and that food is just amazing. So we want to thank you, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Sullivans, Mark and Katie, and to Richard Power. That thank you, luck of the draw. They ran Jim and Ellie, put all kinds of stuff in there, and there was a bunch of people. So get over to the Cape Cod Dart League page, check it out. You'll see a bunch of sponsors, and all those sponsors all play. So, they're all supporting all of it. So get over there, check that out, and go give those sponsors. If you're looking to have a little remodeling done, give Linda Bedard a call. You know what I'm saying? If you need some of the other things done, go down there. You need pizza for a big party. You want to get some wings and cook some burgers, get down there and see Jim and Ellie. So get down there, have a little fun, check it all out. So Meat Lovin' right there, boom, you can see it, that down at the Brewster Pizza. He's going to be running that luck of the draw all summer long. Yes, that includes the day after tomorrow, and will be June 2nd, and he will be down there. It's a 7 o'clock sign up for a 7:30 start. It's a $10 entry fee, and the bar just throws some money at the pot. Great food, great pizza, great people, generally double elimination, so get on down there and have some fun all summer long, every Wednesday night, taking over where the Dart League would run and where Porcelli's would be on Thursdays. Down at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge, the DGZ Squad will be running a luck of the draw every Wednesday night. And sign-ups are going to start at 6. Sign-ups go to about 6:45, 6:50, somewhere in that area. And at 7 p.m., the darts fly. It is a $15 entry fee down there. And in addition, we also have a 50-50 every week. So you can come down 50-50. $5 gives you 8 tickets. And in addition to being able to win the pot, you see right there is our poster. We have so many sponsors. We can't thank you enough. Mac Darts, Longfellows, Ruggies, the other guys. And we have prizes from all of them. So every week we're going to draw the 50-50. Somebody's going to win some cash. And then 2 other people are going to win some prizes. There'll be flights, there'll be gift certificates to the restaurants, and also once a month we have a set of darts. Mac Darts made a very sweet offer and gave the squad a deal. We bought a whole box of stuff, and I'll throw some pictures up of that. Should be here Tuesday. I've been emailing, Meat Lovin' and I have been emailing with Matt up there at Mac Darts, so that box should be here Tuesday. I love when the boxes of things show up. So, but every June, July, and August, once a month, we have a set of darts that will be part of that. So, when? That's kind of the surprise. So, and we have a bunch of different stuff. So there'll be plenty of stuff to win. Even if you don't win at darts, you could win one of those raffles. Head on down to Ruggies or to Longfellows or to the other guys. And, and you could win some flights, you could win some darts, and you never know what's going to be available. So, but thank you to all of those sponsors. So come on down, not to mention that we're also going to there will be a little prize package available. We keep points just like we did last year. We're not going as crazy, but there'll be a little prize package for whoever ends up. We keep points for first and second. We also have a darts round that's going to start the prize package, and we're going to take this around. It's going to be the Ring of Champions, and that's from Darts Corner, and it is blank right at the moment. We're going to put a bunch of pictures on it, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want with it if you're the points champion, and that with a couple other little prizes. We'll have that as well. Last year it was the legend Dennis Cotto. He and the closer Calvin Castillius. It came down to the last night, and the legend was able to pull it out. June 11th through August 20th, every Wednesday night. Come on down. Holly's going to be there on the bar for us. So come on down, give us a look, and we will be there, and we'll be having fun. So you can find out more information. We have lots of Facebooks. We have Darts, Cape Cod and Beyond. That's our general page, and stuff there about our sponsors and our events, as long as some other events. There's also a poker tournament going on at the Moose in June the 21st, I think is the weekend. I think that's it. But check it out. We have it up there too, and all kinds of events, and we'll probably be promoting some stuff. DC Porcelli's will do some stuff. It may not be dart related, but that's okay. They support us. We want to support them, so get down there in the summertime. All right. We also have the Cape Cod Premier League running all summer. Patrick and Jillian set up a summer format, and as you may or may not have heard, if you watched the Cape Cod Dart League Grand Finals, we had Patrick on for a little while in the booth, and yours truly is jumping in there. So there is going to be a division that's going to be very happy that they get the Dart Geek in there. So, but you can see and follow along all of that at DCTV, dartconnect.com. Just click on that little DCTV icon and go to leagues, type in Cape Cod Premier League. It's not out yet. I think it goes live, I want to say the 1st. I think it's June 1st that it's going to go live. Again, Facebook, Cape Cod Premier League. Check it out. Check it out. It'll have all that information. It's closed, but it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm sure that we will bring you the finals whenever we get them, and we'll be streaming there. So I want to give a lot of love to our sponsors who make it possible and are really... we have a lot of thoughts for what's going to happen in the fall, and that includes here on Cape Cod. That also includes some partnering with some other folks that we know. Might be that. You gotta be around, but we're so excited, and we want to thank Mac Darts, Platinum Auto, Advanced Turf Pros, Longfellows, the other guys, Little Storm Pizza, Ruggies, Salon 17, Yarmouth Moose Lodge, the Cape Cod Dart League, the Cape Cod Premier League, DC's Porcelli's Pizza and More, Dart Connect, the Monomoy Dart Club, D Productions, Reynolds Excavating, and Brewster. There's just so many people that do so many things for us. And we are so excited about it. We're thankful for all that you do. And again, check out the Cape Cod Dart League on Facebook, the Cape Cod Premier League on Facebook, Darts Cape Cod and Beyond on Facebook, D Productions on Facebook, the Dart Geek Zone Open, that's got all kinds of tournaments, Longfellows, Ruggies, the other guys Pizza, Salon 17, Mac Darts, Platinum Auto, Advanced Turf Pros for all your fertilizing needs, whether it be your lawn, your trees, your shrubs, insects, disease, anything. The Rapani family is amazing. Huge fan of Josh. You used to push him around in a wheelbarrow. Still looking for that picture. I'm going to find it, Josh. I'm going to find it. And Mac Darts, the Jong family, I heard they're all open. Somebody was bragging about it the other day on the chat when we were doing it. Thank you so much. I can't remember who that was. But that gentleman was so good talking about how great it is, and they are. There's our poster. If you see this around, that's the poster thanking everybody for our summer series. And there's the summer series right there. Watch for the first event on June 11th. So I thank Dart Connect all the time, and Greg Tong. Greg Tong is a personal friend of mine, one of the huge forces behind Dart Connect. He and Dave are unbelievable, but Greg does so much for darts, and he is also one of the head contributors to Tavern Players magazine. Ron Boucher, you guys are amazing. And back in, a couple of years ago when things were different and I had just a job and I could do what I wanted, I used to be able to contribute to that a little bit. They were great to me, and then I had to take a little break. Greg Tong never takes a break. And I have been welcomed back with open arms. And I want to thank Ron, his entire Tavern Players team, and a huge shout out to Greg Tong, because he has to actually take my gibberish that I just type out and then send off to him, and then all of a sudden he sends it back. And what do you think of this? And but he actually makes me sound smart, and that's scary. But they welcome me back, and that gives me a chance to brag about what we've got here on Cape Cod, all of the things I just talked about. So if you haven't subscribed, Tavern Players is free, and it covers all kinds of stuff all throughout New England. So if you're just into the pub scene, or you're into the whiskey scene, or the cigar scene, foosball, pool, cornhole, horseshoes, darts, of course, pool, anything of that nature, not to mention all the insights. You've got Greg writing about darts, and from a Dart Connect perspective, from a player perspective, Greg travels the world, and the insight, and also just the funny things that he is able to portray and write and break it down so that you don't have to be a world champion to understand what he's talking about, and he makes it so much fun, so easy to understand, and just brilliant writing. And also the rest of the team, whether they're writing about pool, or they're writing about an event going on, or a motorcycle ride going on, or a car, whatever it is, it covers New England. They cover the country and all over the place with their magazine. So if you are a pub, and definitely on Cape Cod, please consider reaching out to them to advertise. They, again, gave us such a spread a while ago when I did the tour of Cape Cod, and who knows, maybe Greg will ask for a little bit of that again, but I have the ability now to write and brag about our players and our leagues that we have down here. And again, they could not have been nicer welcoming me back. So Ron, team, Greg, thank you so much. Please get over there. Tavern Players magazine, check them out on Facebook, tavernplayers.com. Go there, fill out the application, get it there. If you have a restaurant or a pub, you can advertise, get it there just to have it at your establishment. And it gives people, you come to Cape Cod, you get that magazine, you know where your pubs are. If you play darts, that's great. If you want to go have a cigar, we can talk about where to do that. So it just, brings Cape Cod together. It's small enough, and we all need to support each other, and we do. And it's a beautiful, brilliant thing. So kudos. So I think that's really about it. Again, I can't thank our sponsors enough and everything. I hope you've had a little fun. I so appreciate everyone who watched, whether it be live, whether it be replay, and hopefully you come to some of the Luck of the Draws, Brewster Pizza, every Monday night. That's a great little one to go to, as well as the one on Wednesday nights now at the Yarmouth Moose. Taking this week off, but on June 11th, come on down. And there it is, Which City Open. That's going to kick off September. I can't wait to get up to that. Bunch of people from Cape Cod. Christine Baker, one of the queens of the Moose, she's going to be up there, heading up that cashier station. Thank you, Anna Moretti, for running that and asking our crew to get up there. We're going to have Meat will be on the brackets along with Mean Dean Mansfield. Yep, he's going to come right there. Boom, Liberal Club. He's done such an amazing job that he was asked to participate, and could probably do it from his hotel room, half asleep in the bed from a laptop. That's the beauty of Dart Connect. You got to love it. So we'll see you there. And actually next week, next Saturday, is the Liberal Club Day of Darts. And D Productions will be in the house. Myself, along with Meat, we're going to travel up there. It's all round robin. I'm very excited to see the whole process. I want to know behind the scenes. We are going to do round robins here on the Cape. So the Premier League is going to be part of the ADO. So we're going to be able to do that for our ADO guys and girls and do some qualifiers here, as well as running some round robins for the DGZ Squad. And our sponsors are helping us with, trophies and some money and other stuff to get all of that going. So please look for that. We are so excited about all of that. And so we'll be up there for that day. I think we're going to go ahead and stream some of the finals. And once we get down to the knockouts, that's a beauty, round robin. Then it's into a knockout. So many darts, same price from Dart Connect. So, let's take advantage of it. So you know how we end here. I do want to say, do me a favor. Be the reason somebody smiles today. All right? It's going to make you feel better. It's really going to make them feel better. And for a little brief period of time, our world is a much better place to be in. I thank you very much. Dark Geek out. Have a great rest of your weekend, and thank you very much.